Right, welcome back to a bit of Thursday night action.
Yes.
This time we've invited a couple of friends.
We've got a full panel.
Right, today is all going to be about the KTM. So recently, if you saw on our videos, I purchased a KTM GT-XR and I love it. But I was worried about one particular thing, and that was depreciation. So today I've got my good friend Carl Hartley on, and now he is a supercar and hypercar expert, and he is going to tell us what he thinks about that car. But first, let's talk about the whole industry. Mm-hmm. How is selling cars?
Yes, it's surprisingly very, very good. If you listen to the news at the minute and turn, everyone's doom and gloom and but I keep thinking, I tell my staff every day, it's going to get hard in a minute, so we best buckle down, keep this ball rolling. And it just keeps getting busier and busier, so I can't complain. And you know me, I like to complain a lot.
I personally feel that a lot of your business success is down to us anyway.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, completely. I mean, I'd like to thank you for that.
No, it's not a problem whatsoever. Not a problem whatsoever. Yeah, but like you say, there's been a lot of talk about sort of people not spending money. Obviously, times are hard for so many people, without a doubt. But somehow in that world, it's still buoyant in your...
Yeah, I mean, the world's in a very, very funny place at the minute without getting into a political conversation. But obviously there's successful people out there, and they are taking the opportunity by the scruff of the neck because prices have come down on cars. So prices have come down and people think, well, that's good value, so, I'm going to buy it.
So what about a new car, a new supercar?
Okay.
Would you go into a dealership now and spend your money on a brand new spec car?
Not a chance. There is not one car, as in a production car.
A production car, not a limited edition.
Not yet a production car that I would want anywhere near cost pricing.
Really?
Not one across the spectrum. I mean, it's very rare you could say that about Ferrari of all brands. But I'm trading Purosangues at the minute for 100,000 behind list.
And they were above list.
Well, I sold them for 100,000 over list initially. Today I've agreed to buy a 12-cylindry. That car is way behind list.
And that's a brand new.
And that's a brand new car. I think there's 2 for sale on Auto Trader. And that car's quite a bit behind list.
So is this now unseen territory, or is it just normal?
No, this is not unseen territory. This is unseen territory for people who woke up in the middle of COVID when you couldn't put a foot wrong and realised that they wanted to be a car dealer because, I've got a new Range Rover Sport coming and I'm going to earn £15,000 out of it. All of a sudden, I'm a car dealer. No, how the world is now is the world that I was brought up in,
yes,
in supercars. And it's the world that of supercars.
When I first bought, this will sound ridiculous to, so bad, but when I first bought a Gallardo, a Hurricane, I knew it was going to lose £15,000 a year minimum. In my head, that was where I was.
That was about 10% of that car.
Yeah, if I could get out, then that was buying them right. If I can get out of it 15 grand a year, we're good. So that's, like you say, that's just, we are back to normal, aren't we? Back to,
I think
buying new cars, you lose money.
For me, a new car's always been, you lose 10% a year. That's how it is. If a car was 400,000, which a 12-cylindry now is 400,000, in a year you're going to lose 40,000.
How have cars get £500,000 now?
I mean, the equivalent to a 12-cylindry was a 599. And when a 599 came out, it was 190,000.
So it's over double.
It's over double in 15 years. Ferrari's flagship model, because that's the V12, the front engine, the flagship production car, has over doubled in 15 years for cost price.
KTM, you haven't seen the videos, have you?
No, I haven't. I've seen the pictures. I've heard the hype.
Awkward.
Very awkward.
I've heard that you managed to.
So I bet you watched Matt Armstrong's, haven't you?
Matt's a legend.
He was busy tonight, actually.
Shout out to Matt. Let's hope you're not giving an interview to Matt Armstrong about the KTM, because if you have, then you've crashed it.
Please, no.
I'm
Please,
sure it's
no.
coming.
It's too soon. It's too soon.
Well, it wasn't too soon. Yeah, 23 seconds I managed to damage it in.
Standard. That's Mark McCann's standard
Oh,
time.
it was a bad time. But no, for everyone who's interested where it is, so basically, I think it's going to be crossing into Calais Dover tonight. So it should reach the UK soils tonight.
There's a bad storm coming as well, isn't
Oh, don't say that. Imagine.
As long as he's not driving it back, it will be fine.
It's probably,
Wow.
I don't even know if it's, yeah, it will be insured, I hope. But yeah, so that got to be then we've then got to go and sort out, it's really weird, like C of C. So it's got a C of C, so it's coming to
C of C?
certificate of conformance.
Okay.
So it ticks all the boxes, but then they just need to make sure it's got like right-hand drivable, so lights aren't too bright, and got a...
The rummager in the corner is
Senna's
standing
here.
with her colouring
So everyone
pens.
knows Senna's here.
Everyone knows it's school holidays. I've got Christian over here
Yeah, we've got full house.
tapping his legs. We've got Senna over there.
So it's like a crash in here as
And
well.
we've
Yeah.
got little Reese.
Ah,
I am
Little
the comment
Reese.
section.
first of all, big shout out to who?
My mother.
Yeah.
Reese's mum's not very well. She's in hospital. So get well soon, Joe.
Yeah.
So Reese has had to brush his own teeth and make his own breakfast.
It's not gone well.
We all have them hard
Don't
days,
know.
Reese.
I don't know how you can say that. I heard you talking about your Egyptian bedding the other week.
Oh, that
Yeah, but I don't make it. I just lay in it.
So my purpose is to be the comment section, to read your comments,
And
send
are
your
there
comments
any?
in. There are some. Now, this doesn't really make sense because I can't read or write. So I don't know why
So we've got the right person for the job here.
Yeah.
So, an interesting one from Mr. RS7, not sure if that's his real name. Hi, Carl. I'd like to buy a Sadar spear. I think that's the new...
Oh, that's the new
Koenigsegg,
Koenigsegg. Yeah.
got any of them?
If he shows me the money, I've got one.
Nothing's out.
He needs to Jerry Maguire me. He needs to show me the money.
How much overs do you reckon that's
You know, the Jesco at the minute is going for about £500,000 over list. But they're costing like £3 million.
It's just bananas, isn't it?
So that car's going for about 3.5,
Imagine going the other way though.
and it can very easily go the other way. When you're dealing in that price bracket, it's not hard to get it £500,000 wrong.
The other
It's
way.
just not hard. You know, it's like buying a car for 30,000 and being worth 25.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's the same percentage. How easy is that to do?
Yeah.
So the same guy says he's got a Jesco, Hot Wheel one. I think he's ready for a test drive.
Yeah, I think
Did you do test drives on those sort of cars?
only for Mr. RS7.
So get a passport made, Mr. R7.
A comment for Mark as well, which is an interesting one. Would you consider a Mustang GT500? Are you a Mustang man?
Yes.
Are we talking about the original GT500?
I don't know.
Because I have a 1968 GT500
In stock.
in stock,
There we
This
go.
might be an expensive live stream.
What colour is it?
red.
Do you know what I was after?
Blue one.
Exactly.
Give me 3 days, I can paint it blue.
And then you could just wrap it. I think you'd have to wait a week for the paint to dry.
No, I
Wrap
can get
it
it done
matte
in
black.
3 days.
I
Give
can
me.
wrap it matte black,
You can
yeah.
wrap it. You could wrap it matte black. Go to Wheelmania, screw the car up even further, and then come back to me when nothing fits. Why not?
So, right now, any amount of money in the world to invest and to buy and sell a car, if you could buy it at the right money, what would be the model which you know you could sell instantly?
Well, whilst we've been here, literally before we
Oh,
went
yeah.
live,
Again, I deserve my percentage.
because you're in my presence doesn't mean you deserve commission. I literally just sold a LaFerrari
Whose Wi-Fi?
on your Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So technically, I'm part of the deal.
Yeah, of course, you're an integral part of the deal.
Well, you wouldn't be able to send a text. would
wouldn't
you?
be able to WhatsApp without your Wi-Fi. So
I'm
yeah,
just
you're
glad
right.
to hear it's not you that's bought it.
Well, we're not sure on that yet.
Someone is asking what Carl thinks of the P1s. Modifications.
I'm not a fan.
You did like you said it was all right.
When I first seen it, I thought, wow, that's quite cool. And then I realised that it was actually a most beautiful volcano orange MSO P1 that you'd done it to.
Overrated
Just
colour.
looking after it. Looking
Yeah,
after that
wrapping it.
paintwork.
But if we were all the same, it'd be very boring.
Exactly.
And
it's
it
still
is
there,
it is
isn't
very it is very striking.
It's still there
Yeah, it's just underneath
underneath
the makeup.
And
You
then,
can see bits of it as well, can't you, if you look hard enough?
yeah,
Also, it's been wrapped well then.
I didn't mean that.
under the bonnet has not been
Oh,
finished
right,
yet. But
okay.
to be fair to Dan, we were pressurising him hard, so he didn't have as many days as he should have. So, but no, good job.
Question from, I've lost it. Sunny, future classics, what do we think will fly up in value? But with a £70,000 budget.
Oh,
Good question. Good question.
I've got one.
A
Go on.
BMW.
I'd say very, very early Gallardo.
The problem with very, very early Gallardos is, yes, it could go up a lot in value, but it also, that appreciation would be spent servicing it.
Could break.
You know, it needs a clutch, might need an engine.
But don't worry about that.
We've got a toilet problem. Go and do the toilet one. Do a toilet run.
Where is it?
Do you want to
Do you-
show
can you-
Christian
can you show
where it
Christian?
is?
Go on then, you
This
go
is
with Senna.
real life stuff.
All right, well, you can't get lost. It's a family affair. It's a family affair.
Oh, it's
It's all kicking off
going
now.
down.
You've just walked
What?
in front of the camera.
What?
Do you want to come round and just say hello and get it out your
Come on,
system?
quickly say
Come on
hello.
then.
That was Matt ringing. I was worried there was a problem.
Oh. Now you got wine.
So £70,000 budget. I'm gonna say a Ferrari 355 F1.
F1.
Well, you can't get a manual for that.
Right. Okay.
That's why.
But that's interesting because back then, an F1 was the cool car, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Because
You go and show him.
Go on, Senna.
Because it was like a manual was old school, wasn't it? And an F1 and an
Yeah,
E
well,
gear was
I
the
had
new
this.
thing.
So someone came to see me today, and he came to look at a Porsche 930 Turbo that I have, and then he said, "Look, I don't know if I want a 930 Turbo. I've got a budget between 100 and 250 on an older car that is possibly an investment." So I was like, okay, well, that's a great budget because you bring literally everything into that budget.
So how much budget did you say?
Between 100 and 250.
Yeah.
Someone's listening.
Sorry, are you all right? Should I just leave?
You know,
And I've got a 355 F1 Spider with 3,000 miles.
nice.
And he said, look, I'm going to do 1,000 miles a year in it. Sunday drives, whatever. So that car's always going to be really, really low mileage. I think that is a great because it's, you know, in the world of investment cars, it's not a lot of money.
No.
And it's quite an iconic car. It's, you know, it's a beautiful 3,500 mile rear engine V8 convertible Ferrari. You know, it's not a lot of money.
Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of the 355. See, I do like as well. I like a 348, me.
I've got a 348 as well.
348T. What's this?
The coupe,
No, the bit
the
with
GTS.
GTS.
Rare car. Really
we
rare
saw
car.
one, didn't we, in Supercar Pageant the other day?
We did.
That's what we saw. Because I like the holes in the doors, like the big,
Yeah.
big cutouts in the doors.
All right, be quiet now. Hey, I'm serious.
Yeah, so 355, good.
355. I've got a 348 Spider. The Spiders tend to be more produced than what the TB or the GTS was, and that's kind of the same in 355s as well. There's more convertibles than what there is coupes. Strange, isn't it? I know.
Do you think that was just because fashion?
I think it was because it was a cool Ferrari and everyone wanted the convertible.
Everyone wanted a soft top Ferrari.
Everyone wanted the new F1 box and a convertible.
Yeah.
That's why a Berlinetta manual is probably the most expensive variant of that car.
Because
Because there's none of them. Exactly.
Yeah, it's mad. So I remember when there was a choice of e-gear or a manual in a Gallardo, and like, there's no way ever you'd have had the manual at the time. Like the e-gear
Well, no,
was
because
just-
it was a new thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
it was like
the thing.
I'm
wasn't
gonna have the
Flappy-
F1.
flappy paddles
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Formula One
yeah,
car.
yeah.
There's a question from Joe. When is Jane getting her carpets?
Oh, this is a good one. When am I?
Did you say carpet?
Have you
Carpet.
got carpets in your house?
We're going through a transitional period at the minute in my house
Oh,
where we're
God.
currently completely re-venerating everything, the whole inside.
And if you decided that carpets probably isn't the way forward,
Listen.
Yeah, we're not going to have carpets.
Okay.
waste of money.
Completely waste of money.
Dirt outside.
Yeah.
Carpets.
It's a bit of a sore subject, really.
Jane wants a new hall stairs and landing done.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep on running
Because
out of
it's
budget.
recently been renovated
Mm-hmm.
and it's ready for it. But somebody keeps buying cars.
Most of this is his problem.
I knew I was going to get the blame for that. I'm sorry,
That's why
Jane.
a simple yes or no answer from you would have been better.
Do you know what? When it comes to wives and houses and carpets and furniture, I'm just don't want to talk about it.
Neither does he.
Don't want to get involved.
No, neither does he.
So carpets.
When? How? What's
you-
the deal?
You told me you'd got an idea.
I have got an idea. How many subscribers are we on now? On the main channel?
580.
Right. If we get to 1 million, please, everyone that watches a video, if you're not subscribed, please do so. If we get to 1 million, can I get my carpets?
That might take.
Why don't we just start a Just Giving page whilst
Somebody already has.
There's
We
a
had
Facebook
£7.
group.
How much was it? £7 something donated last week.
Because
Oh, really? Towards your carpets?
towards the carpets. I mean, if there's a Facebook group, get Jane her carpets.
We're talking about a guy here who spends millions of pounds on one car specifically.
Yep.
He then buys a track car that's thick end of £500,000, and you won't even buy your wife some carpets.
It's not that it's just that sort of we don't need.
You can't drive a carpet.
And the
You can't
car-
race a carpet.
you keep on telling
unless
me
you're Aladdin.
you keep telling me the cars are investments, and I keep on telling Jane.
Carpets an investment.
So we need to get to 1 million subs. The last video now, the KTM one, has just turned over to 1 million. Okay, now 70% of the people who watch that video are not subscribed. So if most of the people who weren't subscribed press subscribe, you could have your carpets next week.
Come on, help a girl out. Help a girl out, please.
She don't want much. She just wants some carpet, man. You know what I mean? Just
I'd be happy.
please,
No, I'm not
please, can we
bothered.
get her some carpet?
I am happy anyway. And I'm not fussed about having it right now because obviously it's warm outside. But for the winter,
Oh, can you not just wear socks? Would that not be cheaper?
shush.
Surely that's the
Just
same
like
thing.
you can't drive all the cars you've got every day of the week, can you?
No.
So let's not go down that route.
Okay, I won't. But so we need 1 million subs. Is that? Are you happy with that?
Not really, but it's a deal. Is it a deal? What are you doing? No, it's that one.
Right, everybody
No,
subscribe.
like that.
Oh yeah, that's awkward.
Has that ever happened
Thinking from
before?
his- Oh my goodness.
That would be so funny.
How's
If you went
Carl-
like that to somebody and they grabbed you.
No, I've done
No,
twice
he does
already,
it.
twice.
Oh, no way.
Twice. Right, give me a go fist bump. It was one of the. My problem is right because of COVID. There was.
Oh, yeah, the
there was
elbow.
That,
So they're chucking up all sorts at you at this point.
and when you're going towards each other, there's no like. Do you know like how you can? What I've started to do is I've gone in hard now, like that, right? Because if you go in a little bit subtle, people are like, oh, which way is this coming?
Do you ever go in for a very straight-armed handshake, like keep your distance handshake? I do that quite a lot. And I didn't know I'd done it until someone said to me.
And then you realise
like-
you've got a rude handshake.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, not with everybody, with some people, I go in for just a very... This
Keep
is the
away.
space. You know, this is the distance that we're going to maintain throughout this whole meet. This is the maximum.
Is this mostly male?
Yes, obviously, of
Okay.
course, it's only male, but
Okay.
well, it depends what the female looks like, I suppose. But you just, it's a very stop, locked. You ain't coming any closer.
my friend Cedric, and it's Cedric Subras, he came at me, give me the fist pump, and I went, because I've gone in for
So
It
awkward.
was so bad.
It was flipping
If you ever
hilarious.
get caught in between, and this is why I just make the decision for a straight armed handshake. If you ever get caught in between the handshake / someone wants to have a cuddle, and then your hand gets wedged in between like both of your stomachs, and then you find yourself like fiddling with the guy's belly. That's why I just think, screw it, straight arm.
Straight in.
There you go.
I've been trying to be a lot more, yeah.
It's the whole kissy thing as well, isn't it? Like some people do one on the cheek, some people do three.
I do too.
I don't
Do
feel
you?
like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like people kiss as much anymore though.
Someone says we call it cabbaging.
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 What
What,
that
that?
is?
Yeah.
That's a brilliant thing. Of course it is cabbaging. It's like a wrapper.
So that see that when that
a
happened,
thing.
like that guy went back and went, Mark McCann just absolute cabbaged me.
cabbage. So it's an actual term then. So I'm fine with it then.
You're all right with it now?
Yeah, if it's a fist pump handshake.
Is that going to be your new trademark?
Maybe I'm the cabbage.
Do it next time he goes to like Supercar Fest. Everyone's going to come over and start giving him that,
Oh,
and he's just
please.
going to cabbage them.
Please.
Right. Question for Carl, because I think Carl's going to have a great answer to this one. 'Cause it's
Can I
Carl.
just say, Carl Hartley live is the most stupid and dangerous thing we've ever done. There was a lot of discussion about. how
Well,
you could
you
get
know,
us
it's high
cancelled.
risk.
It is
High risk.
I think having your wife in front of a microphone's high risk sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
yeah, you're
Carpet talk.
treading on dangerous territory.
So, what do you think to the Jaguar rebranding?
Oh Jesus!
Why are you
What time
thinking?
is it?
Why are you thinking of that? Actually, we didn't get to see that at Goodwood this
No.
weekend.
Why do you want to see that? It's an absolute. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous. I'm so upset.
What do you think was the thought process there?
Left. Left. The whole left woke world was the thought process of let's just make a car and use that marketing to just get the world behind us, and it absolutely flopped, and so it should have, and so it did.
And have they sort of? Has it hurt the sales? Do you know? Or,
Oh yeah, I think the guy I heard the brand manager's now been sacked, and they're going back to where they were before. But
That
the
stinks.
harm's it's kind of been done.
But then has it? Do you know like how? Do you know sometimes when like publicity is bad at the time, but then when that settles down and that brand is in people's talking again, then maybe it might not be a bad thing.
I mean, we're talking. Jaguar has such heritage, as we all know. You know, from winning Le Mans, participating in Formula One, making incredible British-made.
XJ220.
But you know, E-types, XK150.
Yeah,
you know,
great cars.
they've made historic cars that go down in history.
I like an F-Pace.
For then someone who has 5 names for what gender he is to then say this is now our brand. You know, I think it's ridiculous, and I'm glad it's flopped, and I hope the person got arrested. And I think so do they probably.
Common comment is, what do you think, and have you driven an SP3 Daytona?
Best car in the world, and yes, I have driven it,
Have
and
you?
yes, I've owned one, and I think they're incredible.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a limited edition Ferrari.
I'll show you. It's got the slatted back end.
The Lego
Yeah.
set.
Yeah, it's part of the
Oh,
Lego
okay.
kit. Yeah, part of the Lego kit. So you owned one because you bought and sold it?
Yeah, yeah.
On market or off market?
Off market. I launched it when I sold it to show everyone that obviously we've just sold this. We want to buy another. Not been offered another one since. They're so hard to. If you sell your SP3 Daytona, you're accepting the fact that you are blacklisted from Ferrari and you're never getting anything else.
That's it, simple as
But at
that.
the same time, you've got 3 million reasons in profit
3
why
mil.
to do so.
So how much was that car new?
That car new is 1.8,
And you sold it for?
4.5.
How can that triple in price?
Because it's an SP3 Daytona, it does what it wants. The best car made.
So was it undervalued at one point, whatever?
Well, yeah, of course it is. If you look at LaFerraris, you know, a LaFerrari now starts at 3.5 million and goes to 4 million. That's for a coupe.
That's the one we've just
And that's a 10-year-old car. You know, the LaFerrari Aperta, which is the convertible version, which is 210 made, Bearing in mind, this is not a naturally aspirated car. This is a hybrid car.
Yes, it's not. Yeah, yeah.
So an SP3 Daytona is a convertible, like the LaFerrari Aperta, and it's naturally aspirated.
Ah, okay.
You know, and it's the new thing. It's modern. It's part of the Icona series. You know, it was stupidly undervalued. I know this 1.8 is a lot of money, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
But it was stupidly undervalued compared to what else is on the market. And, you know, I thought they would have doubled, and they did double, but they've gone again. You know.
See, what do you do there? Like that sort of money. Like, especially if you've had a lot of Ferraris, then it's a good time to get out.
I could sell five. I could sell 5 today. Right now, for 4.5 million.
And how long ago did you sell that last one?
Do you know, we wanted to take it into Harrods. It was just before we went into Harrods. Literally. Well, if you see the branding on the Harrods window, was that car.
It was one of those.
Yeah. But the new owner, don't blame him. Wanted to have it in his garage, wanted to use it. So, I would do the same.
And do you think that's gone up more than already from when you sold it to him?
No.
They are what they are.
I think when we sold it, it was overpriced at the time. But it's that kind of car. You're never going to buy one cheap. You've got to pay too much to get on the ladder. To get one.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Question from Fart Sniffer 69.
I bet you're so proud of your subscribers, Ian. Some quality there.
He's asking about overs on the KTM, but we're going to get to that later in the video, aren't we?
Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about the KTM because it is like, it was a big part of the video, and interested to see what Carl thinks of that.
But someone else is asking about the future for Tom Hartley, new dealerships to buy, anything like that.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a question I get asked a lot.
Wouldn't be holiday then, though, would it?
We're always looking to expand. That's what we've always done. I can remember different periods in our company where you look back on and there's different stages. Like, I remember when we had just the one showroom, which was the original showroom, and it wasn't exactly full to the brim with cars, you know. And then you get the next stage where you had double the amount of cars. You had the showroom, and then you're like, oh God, we got another 20 cars outside. And now we've got 2 showrooms, 20 cars outside, and obviously looking for other avenues. The Harrods was a bit of a test in the water to see if a London branch might do well, a branch full-time in Harrods, possibly. And then, obviously, you know, I've moved. I'm local to here. I'm in Henley. I have the facility at my new house to possibly open a new showroom.
Because you don't hide where that house is, do you?
Everyone knows where I live.
I saw like somebody advertising the brickwork with the house name on.
Yeah. But what makes a difference? I know where you live.
Yeah. No. I feel
And we
like
have to understand that I've always been used to living at an address where it's publicised on the internet.
Yeah.
You know, the showroom address is where I used to live.
Yeah.
You could just go on the website and find it.
I feel like your customer, your clientele, I don't think would care about travelling 3 hours to see you. To me, going to yours is a day out, a special day out. It's like going on like a trip. It's not like you're going to a garage and thinking, oh God, I've got to get that sorted. That to look around your place is like visiting a museum.
I think it's a lot to do though, in my own mind, that will always be the headquarters. 159 Moira Road will always be the headquarters, no matter what happens from here on out. You know, if Christian was to take over the business one day and, you know, in 50 years' time and whatever it may be, that will always be the headquarters. But I just think presence in other places. Since I moved to Henley, I've done so much business in Henley, in Stratford, in all.
Which you wouldn't have got.
Which, not saying I definitely wouldn't have got it because it's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah.
But it's the same time. It's presence. You know, we done quite a few deals in Harrods, and that was because we were in Harrods. So
never mind buying. You didn't sell the car in Harrods, but you spoke to people and
Oh, we sold so many cars from it. I mean, the car we sold out of the window of Harrods was obviously the P1, but you know, being there and talking to people even that week and even from then afterwards, people, oh, Carl, we met in Harrods. I seen you.
Yeah.
I now like the whatever you have, and you know, them deals come from that.
Was there a lot of people taking photos and meeting you and sort
Yeah,
of
of course, and you know, I'm always very flattered when somebody asks to have a photo with me or something like that.
Go behind the camera. That's it.
Where are you going?
Gonna go do some colouring.
All right. I always get flattered, and I'm not one of these people. If I'm out somewhere, you know, my wife will say to me, "Oh God, there's always people coming over to the table or whatever." For me, I quite like it. I quite enjoy it. It's, you know, it's what I work hard for. It's what I'm featured on these live podcasts for. You know, to get my name and the brand out there. Sorry, Christian, you have to sit down. Do you understand me? You're not making paper airplanes. Turn your iPad on. Turn your iPad on and sit still. Sorry.
It's not just us.
Carl,
I hope my wife's watching this.
I love I've got the look.
Of course,
and
she's not. She's getting her
have you seen-
facial and
yeah.
her nails done.
Have you seen Carl do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you give it the.
I
that
give it
makes
a
me
look.
nervous.
Quiet.
Yeah, I give it a look.
Thoughts on the Mansour collection, the McLaren thing?
Oh, the collection my brother's selling.
Yes.
What's your thoughts, Mark?
Yeah. So what? This collection thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why does a collection come for sale? Is it usually a death or something like that?
It could come for many reasons. I've recently just bought I mean, nothing like the Mansour collection, obviously, but I've recently bought two collections of cars that consisted of 23 cars in one collection and 17 cars in another. Some people just have a clear out now and again.
Yeah, just a bit of a
You know,
change.
just have a refresh.
Yeah, that man's the problem with the collection which your brother's selling there, just way too much orange.
A lot of orange. And
Lot
there's
of
no
orange.
carbon, is there? It's just all orange. I mean, you know, it's a lot of orange. You'd wrap all them cars black. Wouldn't you?
There was quite a lot of orange, though, isn't there?
I've seen a few of the cars when I've been to the McLaren factory before. Some have been kept there, like the Senna GTR's been there, and
Yeah.
What-
This isn't there two Sennas in the collection?
yeah, I think there's a Senna. I'm not actually sure. I think there's a Senna and a Senna GTR, but it just seems there's no exposed carbon on any of the cars. It's just all orange. But that's his like his own colour.
That's his taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like
to
it-
me, McLarens have to be orange, like Ferraris have to be red.
I agree. But
What?
I'd say I've sold your husband an orange McLaren that he
Oh, I
wrapped
know.
black.
I know. No, but that's like the old-fashioned. That's the 15 years ago orange.
McLaren silver and orange.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just what they
I
are.
like this orange. I like the GTR orange.
Tangerine.
Yeah. That's actually called McLaren orange.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what it's called?
I like the P1 orange. Nigel says a massive shout out to kidney donors up and down the country. And he says he's donating his kidney to his baby daughter in a few weeks.
That is
Well
that a
done,
true
Nigel.
thing? Oh man, Nigel.
Well done, Nigel.
Why has Nigel done that to me?
What?
I'm emotional, stuff like that.
That's
To his what? To his
amazing.
daughter.
Yeah. So that's
Well, Nigel, you
Nigel.
couldn't donate it to anyone better than your child.
man,
So
that's
well done.
Flipping, that's amazing.
So, Carl, a question
Nigel.
for you.
Amazing.
But also, like, proper amazing, but also, like, how lucky that he's able to do that.
Yeah, it is.
Nigel, keep in touch. Let us know how that goes because that'd be that'd
Yeah,
be amazing.
good luck.
That's fantastic.
A car you regret buying.
Oof.
I got one.
Have you? Have you really?
Yep.
Is it a P1?
So I mean, it's hard for me to answer that question because I've bought a lot of very good cars, but I've just paid too much money for them. So then I lose a lot of money, and then I regret buying it. But the car was nothing wrong with the car.
Lotus Emira.
Yeah, that's shite.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was absolutely tech. I can't swear, can I?
Ideally not.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no good came from the Lotus Emira, to be fair.
But you
No
didn't
good
do-
came from that.
Is it a great looking little car?
It's not.
I don't think it is.
It's
Well,
not. It's not.
as we were on our way into Goodwood the other day, that one pulled out, and you went, looks really like a Ferrari.
It does. I don't think it's a bad looking car, but there was just nothing. It didn't really make any noises.
You said like in 5 years when it's 20 grand, it'll be a great car.
Yeah, like exactly that. Reece is
It,
so
it
right.
won't. It won't need to wait 5 years to be 20 grand. They're not 20 grand now. Because if they're not, they should be. The car's possibly one of the worst cars I've ever seen.
What?
So the acronym for Lotus is lots of trouble, usually serious. Now, I didn't make that up. That's purely what it is. Everyone knows that.
That's
Everyone knows that.
amazing.
So, what personal car have you bought and thought this isn't what I like? Because you must have been the same, where you buy a car and you've not test
I bought a
drove it,
Spiker once.
and that was one of them.
And they make really good money now because they're so few and far between because they were so bad. I mean, it's just an awful, awful car. It looks awful. It drives awful. It sounds awful. If you get it to start, it sounds awful. It's awful. And I hated that car. And I had it in stock for ages. And every morning I actually moved it so I couldn't see it. That's how much I hate Spikers. Stupid brand.
Jordan Bailey's asking between Carl and Mark, who is going to win in a race,
What, like a foot race?
like a car race.
So obviously,
car race.
I beat his record around Daytona karting. And
This is brilliant.
and then posted it to him, and he was like, "Oh no, I was in a different cart to you," and blah blah blah.
Check it out now.
Yeah,
It's all
have you
changed.
gone back again? All right.
Me and Matt, we put faster times in. Do you know that place is amazing though? You can go there, whatever you can think it's a dry day, a summer's day.
Yeah.
And it's slower.
Yeah.
A crisp morning, or like just been raining, fresh air. Like it's but great place, isn't it?
Great place, yeah, great place.
Big fan of Daytona, don't we?
The best karting place that I've ever been to is PFI.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's, oh my god, it's like Silverstone.
Really.
It's actually better than Silverstone.
Have you seen Silverstone got one? They're just building one.
Oh no, I don't know if they're.
Yeah,
no.
just building one.
But this is like this has
Yeah, I've never been.
stadiums, grandstands. I mean, it's
it's
amazing.
proper
It's
racetrack.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, never been.
So who would win? I don't know. We'll find out. We should have a bit of a race, me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Home, chip shop.
wherever.
Running race, definitely not me.
Yeah, I'd probably do running race.
Yeah, terrible. But no, Cara, that would be a good day out. We did a really good one with Matt the other week, and we did. Who was there? There was Tim Schmee, Mr. JWW, Nico.
I had a race in Sheffield once.
Yeah, Becky Evans. Who else was there?
In my defence, I had the race in line.
But yeah, no, we must do it.
Best all rounder, one car garage, sub 20 grand.
A Volkswagen Golf,
Which one?
GTI, Mark V.
You like them?
I just think a Volkswagen Golf is the greatest car ever made.
See, I'd go either Peugeot 205 GTI or E46 M3.
Yeah, good choice.
E46 M3 is that's a good choice.
Good car.
That's
Very
a good car.
They do break a lot though.
I was about to say the same.
Is that what yours is?
Mine.
E46 M3 is a good shout, you know.
Yeah, good.
Is yours
One
still
of the best
cooler?
cars.
Or SL55.
Oh no, not for me.
No?
I don't like the big bonnet thing.
You don't like long noses, do
couldn't
you?
do a Z4 or
No, I can't do a
anything
Z4.
like that. But like that sort of shape, AMG GT, like I'm sort of that's not.
Yeah, but
my
an
favourite shape.
SL55 isn't.
Yeah, like a McLaren SLR. Like I get it. We saw a lovely AMG GT at the week at GTS. Beautiful car, but not.
You're not a big bonnet man.
No.
No. You like it all in the back. It's still only quarter.
Ooh, we got a good one from Joe. Carl, what is the most amount of cars you've sold in one day?
Oh, that's a good. Well, how many? What's the best we've done in one day?
Oh.
Must be the day after one of our videos, surely.
No, I recently, about 3 months ago, sold 14 cars in one day. But it wasn't to one person, it was to maybe 6 different buyers.
14.
14 cars
that
in one
it?
day.
What, a
yeah.
clear out was that, or was it just like?
No.
proper
It was just
non-stop cars?
one guy came to look at an E-Type and a Porsche Targa 4S, and he brought his 2 sons. And then another guy came to look at a Rolls-Royce Dawn and brought 4 of his friends. And it was a Friday afternoon, and the guy couldn't decide whether he wanted the E-Type or the 4 GTS Targa. So he bought both. When he bought both, the guy who was looking at the Dawn couldn't decide whether he wanted a Sterato or a Dawn. So he bought both. We then went to the bar in the showroom and got absolutely leathered, and everyone else there at least bought one car. And whilst this is happening, my salesman Rob is also on the phones, and he had 2 or 3 cars that day as well. So yeah, 14 cars.
And
it was
everyone-
amazing. And the more cars he kept selling, the more I was drinking. It was amazing.
And everyone drove them home saying,
No one drove.
5 and
no
drive.
one drove.
Not allowed to say 5 and drive. Sorry, Scott.
We've got a money shout out. I can't remember what it's called. It's Canadian $2. Why from Patel Philippe? Why is the Lamborghini Huracan so well loved?
The Huracan,
Yeah.
because it's a great car.
It's a great car.
Just looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful.
I think every variant of a Huracan, even from an early one to...
They all look good.
They all look good. They all drive good.
They all had a great. I think they've got a good combination of colour and black. Do you know what I mean? They've got a good contrast.
Mm-hmm.
They've all got a really good contrast to the car. They were reasonably reliable. Well, they were very reliable, reasonable to insure, reasonable to service. Audi.
What's your favourite variant of a Huracan?
I'm going to say it and Performante.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably say the same.
Like that's the one I've got now. Obviously, that Strato is extremely special and perfect for me. The perfect car for me. But the Performante was a much better car than the STO. A much better. The trouble with the STO looked next level. How the
It
STO,
looks the best, the STO.
The STO is by far the best looking car. But what happened was I had a shout from a salesman to say, listen, there's the Perf. Get rid of your Perf. There's an STO. A better
Next
model
Perf coming,
So I
yeah.
was like thinking, oh, happy day. So I managed to obviously sell the Perf, ready for the STO. STO was rear wheel drive, and I didn't know that was going to be the thing. And I think long term investment car or depreciation car, you're never going to beat a Perf.
Perf's a good car. You've got to have comfort seats, though.
Oh, I swapped mine out, didn't I?
I know, and it caused me all sorts of problems because I bought the car.
But you wouldn't have sold it or bought it with the other seats in, would you?
I probably would have, but it would have been harder. But then
What was
it
it
actually
then?
cost
Was it-
quite a lot to rectify the problem that
It
it
was
had.
just a light, just literally that light.
Yeah, so it was. What was it? Was it a seatbelt light or?
I think no, yeah,
An airbag light,
Airbag light
yeah.
thing.
So basically,
They
because
don't-
you moved the seats, the airbag light stayed on. We couldn't get it off, which wasn't a problem because we knew the airbag worked. It was just because the seats had moved. But the guy I sold it to obviously didn't want an airbag light on. So but you bought it with buckets, and then I mean they're just so awful. The bucket seats,
horrendous.
they're just ridiculous. But that's the worst seat I've ever sat in a car.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Like if I went to work, I'd have a numb bottom because it was like literally it's worse than sitting on a piece of wood.
Unless you're an athlete and your spinal is unbelievably intact with the rest of your body, you cannot drive that car and not need an operation afterwards.
Terrible. There's a few for sale which I've been looking at, and like you say, straight away look and like in the description it says racing seats. You think you'd have been better off.
But it was the same with the Aventador SV. Same seats.
Yeah, the first SV had that red one, horrific.
Yeah, awful seats.
Just rock hard.
DK101 sent €5. So this is all going into Jane's carpet pot.
People sending money.
Yeah.
I
Stop,
think-
please. Massively appreciate. Please don't spend money
I
on.
think the most comfiest
Someone send me some money,
seats-
please.
Send it to people who are swapping kidneys.
Yeah, well, should we ask his question as he did send money?
Oh
Yeah,
Oh, is the question for money?
This is like
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
So you can pay money.
She gets a lot more money. No, thank you.
Carl, what do you think of the Gordon Murray T5 and do you think it needs more power?
Well, I haven't driven a Gordon Murray T50.
T50,
Yeah. So I haven't driven one, but I've spent a lot of time looking at them, and they sound amazing. I think it's ugly, if I'm honest. It's got a very strange fan at the back.
Yeah, weird looking thing, that. isn't it?
Yeah, and
I can imagine having a flame coming out of it. That'd be cool.
yeah, but that's what, if it was an exhaust, it would be a
Yeah.
Pagani, because that's what Pagani done with that big round exhaust at the
Yeah.
back. But it's not. It's a fan, which only when I hear the word fan, I think of hairdresser, and then I think, is it a hairdresser's car? I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not a lover, but I think it's supposed to drive fantastically well. It's a real enthusiast, a real driver's car, which not really what I am, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather something look really good than it, be
There's a lot to
great.
be said for that. I get that.
Yeah.
I think if you
I
want a
just
car
think
which
it-
does everything. But
I
if
just
you-
think Gordon Murray done an incredible job with the McLaren F1. A McLaren F1, by the way, I don't think is a beautiful car. I wouldn't look at a McLaren F1 and go, wow. I
Yes,
would
I
because
agree.
it's a McLaren F1, but I wouldn't because of the styling of it. So he's then made a 2024 version of a McLaren F1, which looks
Yes.
exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
It wouldn't be £3.5 million of my money.
Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Senna?
So someone was asking, this was a while ago, I don't know his name. He's got 10 grand and he wants to start flipping cars. What cars could he get, and any advice?
Well, he wants to buy a car for 10 that he can sell for 12. That's the first. that's the first piece of advice. What car for 10? I have no idea. I don't care less. Neither should he. As long as it's worth more than 10 when he buys it, it should be fine.
What's like a big mistake that car dealers make?
They buy a car for more than they sell it for.
So they buy it for 13 and sell it for 12.
Yeah.
Do you ever buy a car and think, I really want that? Have you done that when you think
When I was younger, I did.
just silly things like when you
Yeah.
think, I really want that? But
Yeah, I fancy that. I fancy that for the weekend.
But in theory, like
Cost me 20 grand.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
wasn't the way forward.
No, it wasn't a great business move. But yeah, I'd pass that now. I don't even really, I don't cars. If you were to offer me an SP3 Daytona, like on the phone tomorrow, I'd be like, I want to have that car because I want to be seen selling and buying
And
that
that's
car.
the thing.
But I don't have any urge to want to use or drive or have a specific car anymore.
So,
When are you going to get to that stage
what?
that you have no urge,
To,
want to drive a certain car?
I don't think I ever will.
Well, no, because it's a business for me. For you, it's a hobby. It's.
Do you-
Sorry, could you make any more noise, Christian? If you tried, could you make any more noise? No.
Do you know dealers which have the latest car and that battle, when the first Revelto came out? How much do you think sometimes that kudos of having the first one on there actually costs some people?
Well, that's what our business in the past has been built on.
So-
We were always known for having the first.
And you'd even take that as a hit or no?
Yeah,
problem?
and I remember back in the day where, say like 20 years ago, if we were offered a car, we had no choice but to buy the first one.
You were buying it.
Didn't care if it earned or lost money. We had to have the first one. I think now once you get that reputation and people know that if they want an unobtainable car, they come to you, your marketing's now done. You no longer need to do that. The proof is you've proven that that's what you can do. You've done it for 40 years.
And when I see on your Instagram when you put looking for a blah blah blah, do you find a blah blah blah?
Yeah. Not necessarily just off Instagram, but I have many avenues, and Instagram is one of them, where you never know who your followers are.
No.
You just don't know. And, I put all sorts of weird and wonderful things on there. Some things to do with life personally.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm looking for a new bathroom tiler. You might be looking for a new carpet. Who knows? yeah.
We've actually been offered sponsorship on a carpet.
Have we?
I just didn't think it was fair.
Moving on. So, Peter
You're
Pete-
supposed to be on my side.
Peter Popenick,
Pardon?
Pardon? Peter popped a pack of
pickled
peppers.
peppers.
he sent £5.
Oh, thank you, Peter.
Can we return this at some stage?
Hello all, love watching you. I believe the carpet should be the next purchase. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. But thank you. I feel bad about £5.
I don't know if we can send it back. What is Carl's daily?
But we can put it all to the good cause which the guy earlier was doing, can't we?
We'll send it to a kidney donating charity.
Perfect.
Subscription.
That's what we do with
£3.
any three. We're done there.
Doesn't matter how much it is, it all adds up, doesn't it?
100%. It's very kind.
Very, very kind.
Carl, what is your daily?
Today's daily is interesting.
Yeah, so I don't really have I do and I don't have a daily. So my work vehicle that when I'm on the road and I'm going to see clients is an Urban Defender, which I think is great. It's fantastic. Does everything that I want a car to do.
Is that a 90 or
No, 110.
110?
Yeah. My daily vehicle, if I'm not doing anything for work, I have a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, which I absolutely adore. I think they're a fantastic car.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Well, what's the first thing you say when you see a Rolls-Royce Cullinan?
I don't know.
That's the taxi-looking Rolls-Royce Cullinan.
No, that's Bentley, isn't it? The Bentley Bentayga, I always say, looks like a taxi.
People have said that that's one of the best cars ever to drive.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it.
But that G-Wagon, I'd imagine it's...
My wife's on
it.
it. My wife's on her fourth.
What's she doing with them? She's getting through 4 of them.
I know. I just keep upgrading them. Do you know what I mean? I just
Does that cost money?
I've now got on. This is her now second black badge because a black badge is so good.
But obviously you lose money on those cars.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to see the market moving a bit and get out of it and get her another one.
Right. But even somebody like you still lose money on cars.
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. You sometimes you can lose big. Sometimes you can earn big. It's bigger risk, bigger the reward.
But if you're going to go into a dealership and Mitch is going to want a new car, you know it's probably going to lose money.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
She doesn't get a new one.
It depends. When G-Wagons were hard to get, I'd have a new G-Wagon every 8 months.
Because
I
Because
know
they were
where
hard
you
to
can
get.
get a G-Wagon. That KTM factory in Austria,
Oh, yeah.
there's G-Wagons lined up one after the other, after the other.
Well, that's what
after
the G-Wagon's
other.
made in Austria.
that's next door to the KTM factory.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, now you can get G-Wagons anywhere anyway because you can get any new car anywhere. Anyway.
We were saying this. Do you know the new G-Wagon?
Yeah,
Like, is it as good as the old G-Wagon?
it's the same.
Oh, okay.
It's just the same. It's got a different screen in the inside.
Okay, I thought it was like, did lots of different things.
No.
Like,
Does donuts, doesn't it?
That's the electric one.
but they still do the other one, just
Yeah, they still do. They still do the
4-litre twin.
Yeah.
turbo.
G60.
I didn't know that. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
We have had a comment asking for a shout out. So a big shout out to Beep. Moving on.
Love it.
I don't get it.
So basically, he wanted to be shouted at, so Reese won't shout him out. If you ask.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Right, got you.
Appreciate you watching, though.
Definitely.
What's your favorite? Well, Ben is asking. Big shout out to Ben. What? What's your favorite? What's your favorite car out of Mark's collection?
Oh, Mark's got some good cars.
I think what he's going to say.
Well, I've recently absolutely hounded Mark to buy his CLK DTM
Yeah.
that he won't sell me.
No, do you know what? Somebody offered me...
600.
No, somebody offered me £70,000 more than you offered me.
No.
Who was that, his brother?
Yeah, 70 grand more.
Really? Well, that's why he didn't sell it to me then, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, somebody did.
I love that car. I love a CLK DTM. That's a good car. What else you got, Mark?
I'd imagine you like the Black Series, don't you? The C63 Black Series.
Yeah, I can come and go.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I can come and go.
Well, just there's a lot.
Bit of an Asbo car, that, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is one of those where you have to be a bit chavvy.
Yeah, it's a bit
That's why-
chavvy.
that's why I
It's
like
too much
them.
chavvy for me.
It is a bit square.
But the
and a bit-
DTM is like proper, that's enthusiast, like just so rare. If you don't know, you
Yeah.
don't know, you know?
So how do you think the KTM's going to go down?
The KTM. Well, I want to drive the KTM.
Yeah, you'll like it.
It looks amazing, especially the way the windscreen just leaves the car.
Even the way the pedals come to you.
Yeah.
So it's one of them where the seat's fixed, but the pedals move.
So LaFerrari's like that.
Is it?
SP3 Daytona's like that. The LaFerrari was the first car I remember like that. The new Ford GT's like that. It's cool though, isn't it?
It's got no wing mirrors. I
Yeah.
expect wing mirrors, but it's basically got the cameras and the
Yeah.
screens.
So I always get a bit like not so sure. Do you know when you have the rear view mirror that's a camera?
Yeah, it's got that.
I can never gauge how. I know you don't need to gauge how far something is away because you got the sensors and they beep. But if I didn't have the sensors, I still couldn't gauge how far
Yeah.
it was away.
Has that car got reverse parking sensors, by the way?
It's got that. Remember with that wing, it's got. I've obviously not tried it yet, but he reckons Michael was saying that the way the camera is,
Yeah.
the angle it's at is like you can see that. Do you know, like a lot of times you still can't really gauge.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a different car to the one, you know. But yeah, yes. I don't want.
So there's a high probability then that you could scratch the back end the same as you've done the front end.
No, I'm not going to scratch the back. I haven't
What colour have you ordered?
exposed carbon.
All exposed carbon.
All exposed carbon.
Nice.
Stroke matte black
Matte black.
from a distance.
So
Amazing colour.
Yeah.
Proper made.
there are a few super chats, which are the paid ones. There's quite a few. So there's Nicola de Hondet. I tried my best. I really want to thank you for the videos. I'm recovering from knee surgery, and the videos are incredible. Helpful to get me through it.
That's really nice. Thank you.
Get well soon.
Yeah. Well, I guess that was a knee injury, but yeah.
Greg of Scotland, I think. Hi Neil and gang. Question 1: Neil, will you ever ice or sell chem blocks? I think he means Mark. So let's replace Neil with Mark. Will you ever
Super fun.
Hi, Neil.
sell or?
If he's paid, he can call me whatever he wants.
Well, he did pay £5.
Pay me whatever, call me whatever you want.
Okay, Neil, will you sell Ken Block's rally car? And Carl, your thoughts on the Ferrari F80, good or bad?
Right, Ken Block car, like no.
You
but-
can't say no.
No,
Everything's
no.
got a price.
I don't know if it like. Do you know what? I know what you mean, but with that car, I think the price will always be the price. So I feel like that car is Senna's future, and I don't want to sell it. Definitely don't want because of what it means to me. But if and when our family needs that money, you know, then obviously it's definitely. But until we get to that, hopefully we don't get to that unfortunate situation where it's got to go. I don't see the reason
Well,
to
not
sell
being
it
funny, I think there's a fair few others you can sell before that.
to fund the carpet.
Yeah.
So not at the minute, definitely not. But never say never if it's needed.
F80?
Don't like it.
Cool.
Saw one at the weekend, very square.
Don't
Very
like
square.
it. Ferrari never get it wrong. I think they have this time.
And it's weird looking, weird shape thing.
I just think the V6. I mean, who drives a V6?
Vipul sent $5. Great cause. What would Jane's reaction be if Mark...
Oh, I see the money's coming in because of the kidney thing.
I think so.
Oh, happy days.
Keep it coming.
Right now, I get it. Yep.
What would Jane's reaction be if Mark has purchased a big American pickup truck like a Hummer EV or a Ram TRX? Next video series.
You've got a story about a pickup truck, haven't you, in America?
Yeah. So we went to Florida on holiday, have a hire car, and as a basic general rule of thumb, the McCanns can only have the average.
The cheapest
Daily.
car possible on holiday. I want the cheapest rental car.
Why?
Anything more than 30 quid a day, I'm not paying.
Why?
Just
On holiday, am I?
Yeah, exactly. That gives you more of a reason to.
just giggles. Well, he has to have handbrake,
Gotta have manual handbrake.
and a lot of the time he's not allowed to use the clutch.
From when I leave, literally from when
No,
I
look,
leave.
I get that. I mean, you don't want to hire a car after I've had it.
the same.
Same here.
I had a
But-
Fiat 500 large that I tipped over in. I tipped over in Italy.
Were you driving that Ami in France
Yeah, yeah.
outside the Fairmont?
Should we go on to the KTM?
Do you know what? I'm gonna jump in on that that question. So every year, Mitzi and the kids go to Spain for quite a long duration of time, the whole summer holidays. And I sort of fly back and forward. And I normally ship her car out there. The G-Wagon's been out there. And last year she had a Urus out there. And this year obviously the Cullinan will go out there as well. And I was thinking, you know what? I tell you what would be really cool is a Hummer H2 pickup. And I searched the web for a Hummer H2.
For Mitzi or for you?
For Mitzi. The problem is, like, it's just going to be too big. Like, you know, a Spanish roads aren't American roads. But I tell you what I thought, they're 20 grand, right? And she could curb as many wheels and ram as many cars as she physically could, and I wouldn't care less. And the kids can play sandcastles in the back like they do anyway, and it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But I found one, and the engine don't work, so I'm gonna probably take the Cullinan. But the dream was there for a Hummer H2. Yeah.
Well, we had we picked up went to get the rental car from the airport, and they said you can have anything on that row. And there was a pickup truck, so I'm like, pickup truck, straight away, pickup truck. And it wasn't the most. The cases were in the back, weren't they, soaking wet all week?
Just, yeah, like
Panicked.
the logistics of it.
Did it rain when you were in Florida?
We actually it was pre-COVID and we got COVID.
Oh, so you were the reason it come back to England?
Probably.
We were that ill. Do you remember the rain? The Daytona 500 got called off.
Oh.
We had thunder and lightning like you've never seen.
I don't know what the myth is with Florida. Yeah, like, oh, let's go to Florida. I've been twice, and it's done nothing but rain since I was there.
Really?
And I'm thinking I'm not going again. So when Mitzi wants to take the kids back to Disney World, she can go with the kids. I'm not going. Last time I went Christmas time, it was 6 degrees. I packed shorts and T-shirts.
That was like you on your own
It was
trip.
6 degrees. For 2 weeks, it was 6 degrees.
You pay for that.
It was so cold, it was a joke. And I thought, I'm never coming back here.
So before we go on to the KTM, we've got some more super chats. Nigel Jepson sent £10 pineapple on a pizza.
Oh, no.
Hell yes.
See, even when you take the pineapple off, it still tastes...
Damage is done.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can still, it lingers.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think it's a male-female thing.
this is my beef. with-
Christian, you like pizza? Do you like pineapple on a pizza?
I really like pineapple on pizza.
Yeah, maybe it is a female thing.
I think pineapple on a pizza. Do you like it? Do you know if you go for a hot dog or a burger from a burger van, and they cook the onions in the same place they put? So even if you don't have onions, it still tastes.
Taste of
good.
onions. Yeah.
Like why would you not cook the onions to one side of your grill for the rest of the day? But they don't. They contaminate the
What's
whole.
that got to do with pineapple on a pizza?
What he's saying is, as soon as it touches the pizza, even if you had it and you took it off,
Thank
you may
you.
as well just keep it on.
Thank you,
Still
Carl.
tastes like pineapple.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Pineapple's a fruit. Do you put
You
banana
still-
on a pizza?
You still eat my pizza though when it has pineapple on, so zip it.
Yeah, but I eat.
No buts.
Okay.
I win.
Greg of Scotland sent £10. Surely, Mark, I agree with Carl on F80, have money for money fund. Work that one out. Thanks for the donation.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. That's
Lex H sent £5. Mark, would you ever think about getting your pilot's license? I feel like you'd be the type to get into aviation.
You would
We've
be the
been there.
last person I would get in anything that flies with. Anything at all.
right. Good story then. So, I wanted to have a helicopter license. So decided I want to have. So figured out. Right, that's for me. I really want to do helicoptering, flying. That's what it's called, piloting, whatever it's called. So, one of the first lessons, I'm up there with mate, and I said, "What happens?" Obviously, the question everyone asks: "What happens if it breaks? What happens if the engine drops?" So he turned it off, and he literally came down like that, and then like silent. And I'm thinking, "This is flipping brilliant." And then at the last minute, he pulled up like that and gently put it down onto the floor. And at that moment, I realised that that's the only way I'd ever land that helicopter. It was so cool. I thought every single time now I would turn. Now I've seen that, I'd never, ever come down with the engine running. And then I thought, that's definitely, it was a realisation to, I am not safe in a helicopter.
I had a helicopter, and I used to use it quite a lot.
Did you have- can you fly, can you?
No. I'm
Why
not.
would you have a helicopter if you can't
Definitely
fly?
not. Like, we bought a helicopter because it would be a good idea for when we wanted to go long distances to see a car. We could get there before anybody else.
Oh, if the taxman's watching this.
So then we were looking at helicopters, and my dad was like, I'm only getting him one if it's got 2 engines. So we had to buy a twin engine helicopter because apparently one engine, if it goes, he wants another engine. Okay, no problem. So we bought this helicopter. It was an Augusta 109, it was called. And we had it for a couple of years. And I used it quite a lot. My dad didn't use it at all.
So you'd get a pilot in for the day?
Yeah. But you know what? By the time I think, right, I'm going to go and fly up to Scotland or to Newcastle or somewhere that's worth flying to. By the time you call the pilot and he drives half an hour, if he can come in that day, if he drives half an hour to come in, and then you have to like ask permission for the flight path, to land, to take off, you're better off getting in the car and just driving.
Or flying it yourself.
Yeah, or flying it yourself, which I think if you can fly it yourself, that would be the best way. But, you know, no, I'm not. I'm definitely ain't getting in with you, and I'm not getting in with me. And me and Mitzi one day were going to... God, I can't remember where we were going to. I don't know if we were going to like Ascot races or a polo event or something. We were taking the helicopter.
Polo event.
So you've got to take your helicopter to the polo. Do you know what I mean? That's just standard. And as we're taking off, the kids are outside.
The closest I've been to polo is in Western Beach Race. The donkeys.
The kids were outside and they're watching us take off. And as we're taking off, then they were only dead young. It wasn't really that long ago. And Mitzi said, you know what, when we get back, the kids would love a quick whiz round in the helicopter. We should take them round. So I said, I'm not putting my kids in a helicopter. Like, do you know how dangerous helicopters are? And she said, well, what are we doing in a helicopter? And I was like, well, we've got to get there. It's 2 hours away. It's going to take us 25 minutes. That's what we're doing in a helicopter. And then I just realised, you know, they are just too dangerous.
That's exactly the reason why I sort of stopped pursuing it, because I thought it is.
They're just too dangerous.
Do you want the real truth? No, it's not.
What?
Wifey told you to stop. Why did wifey tell you to stop? Because there's that one handle in the middle that you're not supposed to take your hand
I took
off.
my hand off it. I didn't take
You
my hand
did
off
take
it.
your hand off it, Ma.
Why does a helicopter always have to have a glass floor? Like, it makes my nerves bad.
seeing the ground.
I don't want to. I know where I'm at. I don't need to. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you have to.
I suppose that's for landing, isn't
You
it?
have to hold on to this all the time and hold to that. So, like, if you have an itch on your nose, you have to get somebody else. You're not allowed. You can't. Like, there's no way.
Oh, really?
You have to have like one hand on that and one hand on that. So, what happens if?
And you were like this.
Oh, if you left something in the back seat.
Yeah.
But like, have you ever driven? No, but not. Ever tried counting to 10 with your eyes closed?
What, whilst driving?
Was- you-
Not.
I
I
was gonna
wasn't
say.
driving.
Allegedly.
It was. I was actually on a moped on holiday. I got to 7.
That I woke up in hospital.
Woke up in hospital. Do you know
What would give you the urge to?
I don't know what it was that night, but have you seen the kids on holiday where they've got like scabs down their face and all that lot? That was me.
Yeah.
Too much Southern comfort, probably.
The worst part of that crash was I had a jacket potato in the front of like the basket on the front of the moped. And the crash was that bad, I couldn't get my jacket potato out the moped. Like, I was in a right mess. I couldn't, like, my friend came back.
Don't tell me the fire services couldn't chop out your jacket potato.
I was so ill. I was so bad. I remember being...
But it deserves you right. I don't feel sorry for you.
I was in the bath trying to get all the gravel out of my face and my arms. And I couldn't, like, it was the cold jacket potato, which was the worst
That
bit.
just too far. It was too far.
Right, one more question and then we'll do the KTM. Vital sent $5. Again, you'd already sent one before.
Thank you.
Couldn't type it all of it before, but would Mark consider getting a pickup truck and do a video series on it?
You've kind of got one with that ML, whatever it is.
I did. I've had a pickup truck, it was a Dodge SRT 10.
Oh, there's
I had
another
one of them.
story.
Oh, terrible.
Night edition I
Oh,
had.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Like it,
Fast car.
very, very fast. But I couldn't just wheel spin. I think
Is
I've
that the
done.
one that you are converted?
Yeah, I converted to right-hand drive. Biggest mistake of my life.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't ever do that. People at home, never take a car and convert it to left to right or right to left because it's a bag of
It was terrible.
afterwards.
Lost a fortune on it. I would like I like the American Ford Rangers. It's called something. Thank you. Thanks, mate. The really
Raptor.
But the next one's the Raptor, which looks.
Oh, is there
even
another
more-
one to the Raptor?
Which looks even more crazy.
Where?
So like, I think it's called a Deranger or something like that. Real cool, but yeah, not really. I don't think we've got the country for.
No,
pickup
we're not
trucks.
into pickups, and we just want to keep
You've
content to super hypercars.
You've got to think that anything in the back of a pickup in our lovely country will be stolen.
Yes.
So
100%.
like
Long-term loan.
So anything in the back of a pickup in the UK is not going to be there when you come back from somewhere, wherever you park.
No, it's gone.
So
Yeah, that's gone.
That's definitely obviously an American thing. They probably don't steal everything, which isn't.
No, they just shoot each other. But they wouldn't dare steal your phone. They just shoot you.
Right, KTM.
Probably the most third
KTM.
world country
KTM.
in the world, by the way.
KTM.
Yes.
It is. It is so dangerous.
Oh, chaos.
KTM. So, extremely rare car. Mm-hmm. But one thing we were worried about was obviously depreciation. It's something which is sort of like obviously on a mind. But is it a good investment? The problem is there is nothing to gauge it off. Not a single thing.
That's the thing. So these cars are kind of like the like radicals and you know and stuff like that, where it's built its reputation on the track.
Yes.
That car, and you have to look at it as it's a track car. I know it's road legal, but they can't have been making road legal cars for very long.
No.
So it's sort of unknown territory, and that's the way I would look at it. It's unknown territory.
So a gamble.
It's an absolute gamble.
Bigger than usual. That's certain.
Bigger than usual gamble. But look, if they've always sold just track cars at that kind of money, then a track road car should appeal to more people.
Yeah, yeah.
It looks super cool. Would it be something that I would have a want for? I've never driven one. I haven't spent any time in one. Who has?
See, when we did the video, and I think if you were going to buy a supercar, would you buy a Lamborghini, Ferrari, McLaren, KTM? 99.9% of the people are always going to have that first. If you've got one dream,
Yeah.
it's probably not going to be to buy a KTM.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd never use that as an example in that sentence, would you?
No. So, but I feel like being in the extremely fortunate position I am of experiencing those cars,
Yeah.
I just wanted something different, something extra, the next level.
And that's what it's built for.
Exactly that. But I feel like if you were going to buy one car as a dream car, it's unless you're massively into KTMs, I think it's always going to be a second or third or fourth car to a collection rather than.
I just think it makes so much sense for you because your history with racing,
Yeah.
the fact that you've had and done pretty much every other car, and the fact that really head to head that car probably outperforms around a track anything that you've had or got.
See, this is what I think would be really interesting, right? Unbelievably fast around the track, obviously, SF90. We went to Kerber and we did SF90 versus Revelto. SF90 was unbelievable.
Great car.
Now, KTM against an SF90 would be epic because without a doubt, down the straight, SF90.
I don't think it'd be close. I think a KTM would destroy it.
You think?
I think so.
It'd be amazing to see. I think that'd be a great video to do as well, and I think we must do it.
Who's going to drive the SF90?
I will drive the SF90.
That's.
I can.
I think we're sweet. I would like to say, like, lots of amazing comments. Obviously, we've not got time to read them all, but do appreciate them all coming in.
Yeah, massively. And like, I think this time we tried to make it a little bit, you asked for Reese to have a microphone to, with the question thing was always difficult. And I've enjoyed I like the question. I like the interaction. It's just a shame that, they all can't just do questions all the time through when we've got a subject, but and the donations, it's going to go to definitely a worthy cause. Can't wait to hear how that all gets on, and good luck with the operation for an amazing.
Big shout out to Nigel.
I'll tell you what, you realise we are very lucky as people anyway, and then you look at those two things in front of us there and you just think, imagine one of them being ill.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't blink. A liver, you give your heart, wouldn't you? It is what it is.
It is, and amazing what you're doing. Cool. Right. Carpets.
Next Thursday?
Well, hopefully, if everybody listens to your plea, you might have some
Have we
carpets.
got any additional subscribers yet? Do you know?
I've not looked, but if we get 1 million by next week, then like definitely get your carpets.
It'll be a fantastic investment into a carpet if we do.
Well, I won't be here.
Won't you?
No, I'll be lying on my carpets.
Brilliant. So thank you ever so much for watching, and
See you next Thursday.
See you next
Someone's been
PM.
supposed to do that at the same time.
Oh, is that what we're going to do? A team one?
3, 2, 1.
See you next Thursday.
Oh, I've gone wrong.